Cause that bitch go when I shoot, it's on mute.
Okay, I think I got it. So if someone's trying to attack you, right? What you do is you go, turn to look, 1 potato, 2 potato, turn, and kick. Oh, they're scared now.
This is some 3 simple ways to self-defense with this type of bag. Number 1, get that bag and start swinging. Swing again. And number 2, have something heavy in that bag and start punching that hole. Punch that motherfucker. And number 3, the best one yet. You see that strap? Catch that motherfucker and choke that hole. Elbow. Choke. Elbow.
Discreet Self-Defense Products Part 1.
So I decided to start a series on discreet self-defense items, and number 1 on the list is this self-defense wristband. So it looks like a normal athletic band. However, if you open this zipper, inside of it is a hidden charm. So let's say you didn't feel safe, you were in danger, all you would do is double tap the charm and it will contact up to 5 emergency contacts, and it will contact the police letting them know, hey, you're in danger. This is perfect for the girls who go on runs by themselves, who work out by themselves. That way, all you need to do when you go out is have your phone and have this wristband and you are all set to go.
Alrighty, ladies, I want to teach you some self-defense moves that have saved my life on multiple occasions. I even got attacked the other day. I've got a little knife mark on my throat. We chillin'. So they come up behind you, grab you by the waist or the throat, whatever. If you can, sweep your leg right under one of theirs. You headbutt backwards, and then you just full dead weight backwards. Just all of your weight gone. At that point, you're probably gonna be able to get up and run away. And if you can't, you just elbow them swiftly in the face and you run. And always remember, if they can't see, they can't fight. If they can't breathe, they can't fight. If they can't walk, they can't fight. So if someone's coming at you from the front and they're being aggressive or whatever, and you have the opportunity, if you hit anyone about right here, they're gonna puke like that. They'll be winded and they'll puke. So they're coming at you from the front, grab them like that, right? You have nails, use them. Gouge him in the eyes. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. We fight dirty in this house. Gouge him in the eyes. A swift karate chop right here at the base of your throat. Done. You will have at least 5 seconds to turn away, so stay safe out there.
Here's one for the shorter girls who asked, what if my attacker is way taller and I can't reach his eyes? What then? Here's an option. Take the stiffened fingers of one hand and drive them into your attacker's neck. It's important to keep those fingers stiff and drive your shoulder off the wall. This gives you several more inches of reach. You're going to be targeting the soft cartilage of the attacker's throat. It's delicate and easily damaged. Remember, you may need to follow up with an additional strike, something like an eye strike or a knee, to buy enough time to escape.
What to do when a persistent guy will not leave you alone?
Right here. Hit him in the throat, right there. If you're lucky, his esophagus will collapse and he won't be able to scream for help. Upward angle into the eyeball, like this, or push in, either way. But when they have you by your throat up against the wall, that's a really easy angle to get. He'll be like, rah, and then you'll disorient him and he won't be able to do shit. Palm, upward angle into the nose, just like that. Push that shit into his brain. If you're lucky, he'll die. Throwing knife, because we can't let these motherfuckers get away, because they'll keep perpetuating this shit against other people. Blade to the back of you. This is my left hand, so this is not a good angle. Blade to the back of you. Throw that shit. Carry a gun. Tase him. Men also have nuts. If you hit him hard enough, you can actually kill a man. You'll suffocate him. The arrow gets stuck in his diaphragm, will die.
Of the fire and the flames, you're the face of the future, the blood in my veins, oh ooh, the blood in my veins, oh ooh. But they never did ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up and it rained down. It rained down like.
Have you ever heard, "You fight like a girl," or "girls can't fight"? Comes from the idea that there's only one way to fight, which is complete bullshit. Guys and girls fight differently. Guys punch, they kick, they stomp, they wrestle. If they're feeling really fancy, they might throw in a headbutt. Girls, on the other hand, they punch, they kick, they stomp, they headbutt, they pinch, they pull, they scratch, they gouge, they bite, they scream, they grab and squeeze. There is a reason they say girls fight dirty. The nastiest fighters I've ever met have all been women, because you have no idea what the hell they are going to throw at you next. So just because you don't fight that way, or you can't fight like that guy, doesn't mean that you can't fight. It just means that you fight a little bit differently.
If y'all are ever in a position where your hands are duct taped together, this is all you need to do to get out.
And all the way down the throat. Go.
Badass.
And the flames, you're the face of the future, the blood in my veins, oh, ooh, the blood in my veins, oh, ooh. But they never did ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up and it rained down like.
Four things I've learned from actual fights I've been in. 1, it won't hurt until later. If you're worried about getting hit, don't. Once your adrenaline kicks in, you won't feel much. I didn't even know my finger was broken until the next day when my whole hand swelled up like a lobster claw. 2, good things happen when you aim for the face. When I took an elbow to the face that dislocated my nose, it wasn't so much the pain or the fact that I had blood gushing out everywhere. It's that my eyes welled up with so much water I couldn't see anything. I was fighting blind like Mr. Magoo. 3, 99% of your training will go right out the window. In the heat of the moment, all you'll be left with are those 2 or 3 techniques that you've done over and over again, so they're now part of your muscle memory. I started taking judo at 12, and I've done thousands of hip throws. The second I start grappling with a guy, guess what I do? And 4, respect weapons. Real fights are not like in the movies. You can really die. The only time I've ever had a gun held to my head, I was in a foreign country, and I was outnumbered. I didn't try any heroics. I did whatever the guy said, and I got out alive.
How to call for help if zip tied from the back. Press your Invisaware bracelet twice. It will send an SOS text message with your location to up to 5 people. Follow for more safety tips.
It's brutal out here.
I saw this man driving around the other day. He was looking for his missing daughter.
Before I want to say anything else, I should say that this post does look legit. It does look like this man is looking for his daughter. But be really careful about sharing these sorts of things. Why? Well, if the poster has a police number on it, then you're solid. Share it. It means that family members have registered this person as a missing person, the police are onto it, and it means that the police are going to be the ones looking for her. However, if it's not a police number, be careful, because this is a tactic used by a lot of stalkers. When their victim has gone into hiding, they'll say, it's my sister, it's my daughter, it's my friend, I'm looking for her. They'll post posters all over town with their number so that you call and tell them where their victim is. Just be careful, there's evil people out there.
Ma'am, I don't know who you are, but that finishing move was the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen, and I hope to God one day I'm in a position where I can do that to somebody.
Three keys to self-defense for women. The first is that you have to use your head. All the self-defense training in the world won't help you if you make dumb choices. Don't go hiking alone. Don't go jogging on trails alone. Don't park in a remote parking spot. Don't invite some random guy to your house on the first date. The second is that if you are ever attacked, you want to immediately go after your attacker like a feral cat. If you pick up a cat who doesn't want to be held, it doesn't panic, it doesn't think about what technique it should use. It just goes crazy at your face, clawing you, scratching you, biting your face, squirming, making a loud noise until it can safely get away. That's what you want to do. And the third is to never go to a secondary location with the guy, because you'll never get out alive. Even if he puts a knife to your throat or a gun to your head, you fight him right then and there. You take your chances right where you are.
These are my best safety and self-defense tips if you're feeling unsafe right now. If you are walking home alone and you're using Google Maps, don't follow it to a T, because it can often just try and take you the quickest route. Make sure that you sort of like scope it before you go, because you don't want to walk down an alleyway or through a park, etc. Second of all, if you're home alone, don't put it on social media anywhere. If anything, just let your friends and family know, close friends and family, but don't broadcast it at all. Thirdly, if you are using Ola or Uber, use the option where it can says share my lift with all my friends. Like have like 4 people set up so that they know when you're actually in the taxi. I've got probably one more video to make, and then I'll show you some stuff you can carry.
Stop! Do you know why most martial artists' defense against rubber knives are bullshit? No, there was a... In reality, fighting against someone who has a knife and you don't have a weapon is a horrible idea. If you can find an equalizer in your environment, you grab it, and that way when he comes at you... If you have to fight this crazy motherfucker and you don't have a weapon, then you need to go 2-on-1.
Alright guys, one of the scariest situations, one of the most common questions that we get: what do you do if someone comes up from behind you and grabs your neck? First instinct, probably an elbow, a strike. You're probably just trying to figure out what's going on. Let's talk about what we think you should do. So from here, as soon as I come around, she's got about 6 to 8 seconds before I put her to sleep. So she's got to wedge her hands into both sides of my arm and tuck her chin really tight. This will buy a few more seconds. Next, most people are going to drag you back, which is going to create space not up here, but low. And when that happens, she's going to tuck her right shoulder under and her right leg under. She's got to realize that it's the right arm choking, and with some practice, you will. So watch this. She knows the choke's coming from the right. I pull back, 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 back. She turns. Now she ducks her head, creates a little space, and she's home, right? So one more time. So here, I grab, she wedges, buys time. As I pull, she turns and goes, okay? It's definitely going to take practice to get good at it, but it's worth the practice.
Here are my top self-defense and safety tips at the moment if you're feeling unsafe. Don't wear your uni or work or college lanyard outside of work or uni because you could be followed and identified. walk a slightly different route home each day, or someone could easily pick it up and follow you. Same for apps like Strava. If you're going to do the same one every single day, I wouldn't recommend using that app. If someone grabs you, yell fire, or there's an emergency. Do not yell help, because people are very unlikely to help you for that reason, because people are horrible. If you're being choked from behind, try and bend their thumbs back or bite them as their thumbs control grip. If someone tries to strangle you from in front, pinch the flesh of the upper arm here, the bingo wing bit, as hard as possible, as it's really, really painful. That's like a very weak part of the body. I'm going to do a part 4.
Yeah, yeah. I said I feel invincible. It's 100 niggas in the spot.
If you find yourself being strangled, this tip could save your life. Instead of pressing the panic button, I press the side door button.
Say hello to my little friend.
Trying to pass a law right now where your school.
I already made this video, but I'm remaking it. I'm not saying I condone violence, but if a teacher tries to do that to you, jam the heel of your palm up into the side of their face like this, and it'll break their nose. Do not do it directly up, because if you do it directly up, it'll lodge into their brain, which can kill them, and you do not want that. Because as tempting as it is to want to kill a pedophile, what inmates do to pedophiles in prison is a far better punishment, in my opinion. And for those of you who don't know, this law was already passed in Idaho, Ohio, and Texas. So if you are a female student in either of those states, please be careful.
Hi, and welcome to Self-Defense Tips for Humans. Today you've been approached by someone in an alley with a knife. He has a knife and he is brandishing it towards you, asking you to take all of your money.
Take off your clothes.
Oh no, he's asking me to take all of my money and take off my clothes.
No.
So what is the first thing that we're going to do when he puts the knife up into our neck? The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get the knife away from us in a safe way. We're going to take his wrist and we're going to go in that direction away from us. Once we do that, we can then roll him under, and now we have his hand in a position where we can now crack the knife off to the side. So what do we do from here, ladies and gentlemen? This is pivotal, because obviously he has this hand, he can grab your nuts, he can do a lot of weird things. So we're going to take, stop laughing, we're going to take our knee and we're going to put it straight into our hip, or his hip, and now we have him in a defensive position where we can do 36 different things, but I'm going to show you 2 of them. One, we can crack his shoulder over, or secondly, we can
Don't take him in!
What's the best self-defense for short people? Train. And more than just once. Someone just tagged me in someone's video, and you could feel this woman's frustration. She said she had taken like a self-defense workshop, and they were showing, yeah, you do this, you do that, you do this. She couldn't even reach the people because she's tiny. Look, the answer is never going to be one move. It's never going to be one workshop. You've got to train. If you're really small, and let's face it, I'm small. If you're small, you've got to train, and you've got to train in something that can adapt. It has to be adaptable, it has to be flexible, and it has to be able to work for you and your assets and liabilities. If you're not regularly training, then being really small, trying to overcome somebody who's violent and really big is going to be a nightmare. So there isn't one move. The answer is train, and train a lot in something that works.
This self-defense tip could save your life. Don't ever get into the car with an attacker. Even if they threaten you or have a weapon, do not get into that car, because once you do, you have almost no chance of escaping or being found. You need to run, scream, fight, do anything other than get into that car.
Forget what they doing, keep on doing.